How much do you have? How much do you need? Can you afford to retire? Welcome to How to Retire on Time, a show that answers your retirement questions. Say goodbye to the oversimplified advice that you've heard hundreds of times. This show is all about the nitty-gritty. As always, remember, this is just a show, not financial advice, but you can text your questions to 913-363-1234, and we'll feature them right here. David, what do we got today?
Hey, Mike, can I retire with $700,000?
Maybe. I've seen people do it for less. I've seen people with more that could not afford to retire.
Interesting.
There's a very important, I don't know, not correlation, but, connected. There are two things that are connected here. The first one is how much do you have saved? And the second is how much do you need?
Okay. This is what all retirees should be asking themselves?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if your needs cost less, so the lifestyle that you want to live isn't that expensive, then you need to save less money. If the retirement you want to live is very expensive, you need to save more money. I think we do ourselves a disservice by saying, well, I need to hit that $1 million, or the new number is $2 million, whatever it is. Just advertisements to manipulate you to think something so they only attract the higher net worth clients or whatever. Everyone's different, and I'll even prove my point here.
Okay.
How expensive is it to live in downtown San Francisco? Forget politics, by the way.
Yeah, right.
It's a pretty fun city to live in. I've spent some time in San Francisco. I've enjoyed New York.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed Seattle.
Yeah. Great cities.
Pretty expensive.
But yeah, I think just from what I've heard, and I haven't really been, but yeah, I think it's very expensive.
Okay. How expensive would it be to live in La Harpe, Kansas? You ever heard of that?
I have.
Before we met.
Only because of you, though. I mean, I'm a native Kansan here, and I had never heard of it until I met you. So
it's a small town outside of a small town.
Yeah.
That's 2 hours away from any major city in Kansas.
Yeah. So I'm guessing then it's pretty inexpensive.
Town of 500 people, maybe.
Good
people, very kind people, nice community. You go to the I guess, bigger town, Iola. They have a nice community college there. They've got a Walmart. They've got a bike shop.
Oh,
tons of trails.
All right.
You could probably find a home for $40,000 to $100,000.
That's cheap. By
a
comparison.
Home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring that up is I've met people that live in more rural areas. I've met people that live in the cities. How much they need to have saved is so different. And then from there, I've met people, let's say in Kansas City, that need $10,000 to $15,000 a month. And they say, I don't know how anyone could live off of less than that. And then I've met people here in Kansas City that only need $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And that's it.
Yeah.
And they're happy as a clam.
Yeah.
Everyone is different. So generally speaking, $700,000, you can use the 4% rule as an arbitrary benchmark of saying, 700,000. I'll just get a calculator here.
Yeah. So yeah, you could just test it.
Yeah, I mean $700,000, okay, times 4%. So $28,000 a year is roughly 4%.
Okay.
And then let's add in, let's say $25,000. You're single. Social Security, $53,000. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Let's add another $20,000. Say you're married, your spouse is going to get $20,000. So you're at $73,000 a year, or about $6,000 a month.
That seems doable.
Gross.
Yeah. Okay.
Now this gets more tricky.
Okay.
Is the $700,000 in your IRA? Because if that's the case, you're going to pay income tax. Is it in a brokerage account? Okay, hear me out on this.
All right.
If your $700,000 is, let's say, in just a bunch of ETFs that you've bought and hold forever, that you didn't do IRA or 401k contributions, you don't have a Roth, that's a pretty good deal because $73,000 is underneath, or it's within the 0% long-term capital gains tax bracket.
Okay. Well, remind us what that means.
Yeah. So if you hold a security, so a stock or an ETF, an investment, think of something you would buy in Schwab or Vanguard. Okay? uh, and you hold it for longer than a year,
Okay.
you are taxed under long-term capital gains brackets.
Uh-huh.
So the first 96,000 or so of gains is not taxed.
Oh, okay.
So if you need $73,000 and all of your assets are in a savings, people say, "Oh, well, 401k, that thing's really, really nice." Yeah, if they're giving you free money.
Uh-huh.
But if your investment strategy is just to buy and hold an ETF, like the S&P 500 ETF or QQQ or the total stock market index, whatever it is, and you held that to retirement, if that was your investment strategy, I mean, there is an argument to be made that you might have actually been more tax inefficient by saving in the 401k. Because if you really want $73,000 a year, even with your Social Security being taxed as ordinary income, let's see, what did we say? 45,000 of it was coming from Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
So 45,000, 85% of it's subject to ordinary income tax. And then you've got your standard deduction. In that example, they were married. The standard deduction basically takes out most of their ordinary income. Their ordinary income is like $5,000, what's left over, whatever it might be.
Mm.
Imagine an entire year and all you did was pay taxes on $5,000 of income.
Okay.
That's $500.
That's acceptable.
And then whatever the state income tax would be.
Right. If applicable.
So if your savings are outside of a 401k, you're going to treat your plan very differently with the investments and products that you would choose, as opposed to if you have an IRA. Okay, 73,000. You could probably manipulate that a little bit. You got your standard deductions. Maybe it's like 40,000 or so. You're probably in the 10 to 12% tax bracket plus state taxes, and so now you're going to want to kind of stretch that out a little bit. But maybe you don't need to do any IRA to Roth conversions because the income that you want is within a lower tax bracket anyway. And so with the standard deduction, everything's at the 10 to 12% tax bracket. Maybe you're fine. Just, your RMD is built into the income you already want.
Okay.
So these are things to think about. But I mean, I don't know. Could you live off of 5-6K a year? A lot of people in this country,
Yeah.
5 or 6K a year. Could you live off 5 or 6K a month? There's a lot of people in this country that would be more than happy, tickled pink,
Yeah.
to live off of that. And they're still working because they think they need $1 million or 1.5 million.
But man, maybe they don't need to be. Maybe they're working under false pretenses. They're trying to reach that $1 million threshold for what?
Yeah. Some people can retire at 500,000. Some people can be less. Some people, the most I've ever heard someone needing, and this is first person, not
Okay.
like some arbitrary. I was sitting in the office in Chicago. I won't say who. I won't say much more than that.
All right.
And we were just chatting about retirement planning. And he says, I need $500,000 a month
Oh.
to live my life.
Oh.
700K isn't going to cut it for him.
So you have like a yacht in Monaco or something?
I think so, yeah, actually.
Okay. Well, that would make sense.
Wonderful individual.
Yes.
Just an absolute delight.
Okay. That's nice.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
So the question is, does 1 + 1 = 2? How much do you have? How much do you need? Can you afford to retire? With all of the nuance that comes with it.